Hello, angels. It is good to see you. I am here for some Tuesday truths. Okay, there is so much negativity and fear mongering out in the world right now. And it just made me think this morning, if you can't be part of the solution, at least don't be part of the problem. Does that make sense to you? In other words, if you can't help the situation, don't exacerbate it by adding to the propaganda and the fear mongering and the negativity. I have never watched the news in my life. And it's funny, but people that were in my life all the time would be like, oh, did you see such and such on the news? I don't watch the news. I don't know how many times I have to tell you I don't watch the news. And I will never watch the news. I remember when 9/11 happened, my ex-husband at the time had the TV on whenever he was home, and I would put the kids in the other room away from that because I understood he wanted to see what was going on in the world. But I mean, it's pretty normal, especially with something like that. But I did not want that because I couldn't sleep. I didn't want it. But my solution was, instead of perpetuating the sadness and the fear, was that I would just pray about it. And I would just pray for the victims and their families and pray for our country and everything. That's my solution to the problem. I have really been avoiding social media for quite a while, but obviously I post, I want to reach out to people, I want to answer people who message me, so I do have to have it to some degree. But in the past week, with all of the stuff that's been going on, the plane crashes and all the devastation that is happening, people just keep getting louder and louder and louder with their opinions. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, right? You know the saying, opinions are like, everyone has one. And that's okay. Like, that's what makes the world go round. Everybody looks at things differently. But do you really think that by going after somebody who doesn't agree with you and trying to force your opinions down their throat, do you think that's going to work? Do you think, has anyone ever in your life changed your mind by reiterating their opinions if you didn't agree with them? I can assure you that for me, it doesn't work that way. But I will not perpetuate the argument or the disagreement or the whatever by going back with my viewpoints and my opinions, because those are mine. And you don't, obviously, whoever you're speaking to is not agreeing with you. Do you think that by really giving your opinion and shoving it down their throat, that all of a sudden they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I never looked at it that way. You're 100% right. No, that's not going to happen. So you have people mudslinging and damning people for feeling a certain way. And of course, the garbage has to come right now while I'm videoing. Sorry if you can hear that. It doesn't, just wish the person well, give them peace. I'm seeing all these things like, oh, I'm not talking to my sister. Oh, my best friend from college unfriended me because of my political beliefs or whatever. Like, why? It just doesn't make sense to me. Obviously, there was something there in a relationship that you had with someone for whatever reason, that you were friends or, family, whatever. So you can't just put that aside and say they think differently than I do and that's okay. And if you really feel that strongly about their opinion and that you think it's destroying the world, then just say a prayer for them and just say, God, open up their hearts or their minds or whatever. Just don't perpetuate the problem. So that is my Tuesday truth for you today. If you cannot be part of the solution, just don't add to the problem. And February is a month of love, right? We have Valentine's Day in February. And I did some research last night about St. Valentine because it came up into I never thought about the fact that it's St. Valentine's Day. All you ever think about is the Hallmark attachment to it. You have to send candy, you have to send flowers, you have to tell, whatever, go out to dinner and fight the crowds and be tortured by a bunch of people pretending to be happy because it's Valentine's Day. I never really thought about the fact that it's supposed to honor Saint Valentine. So I printed out a photo of Saint Valentine last night, and I am going to talk to him every day and ask him to please bring love and peace into the world, and focus on that. Focus on what you can do to just make the day better, maybe for someone else. Don't mudsling, don't try and shove your opinions down someone else's throat. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. And all you're doing is adding to the problem. So today, I invite you to try and be part of the solution. And as always, may trouble neglect you and angels protect you, and I will see you soon.